Man, good win. I think one would consider it an exciting game if you're just watching it as a fan. Scoring the ball. They did a great job scoring the ball, attacking the rim. We shot the ball well. I just think, coming off that Auburn game, we didn't defend well, especially that middle ball screen, and we didn't do it a great job in this game. They were attacking one-on-one, and then we just kind of went to a change in our defense, or our trapping defense, and it kind of changed the tone for us, set a different tone. Then offense, we had to be more aggressive, more assertive, and we made some threes. Guys did well, and I'm proud of the guys, the way they fought, the way they competed. And happy for Tilly, career high. Happy for X. X always can score the ball, but have 36. That's a lot of points, so I'm happy for him. But I said to the guys, my MVP would be Kobe Brown. Just the way he was relentless on the glass, getting deflections, defending, rebounding, little things, screening, keeping balls alive, man. And oftentimes you don't get rewarded for that, man. But to him, I had 13 rebounds, and he had 5 big ones. So I'm happy for the team, but really happy for him.
All right, raise your hands. We'll go to questions. Colin O'Brien.
Yeah, Cuonzo, with about 5 minutes left, TCU up 82-70. They seem to have sucked all the energy out of the building. Just what did you tell your guys in that timeout?
Oh, man, in a nutshell, the same stuff we always talk about, man. This is whatever happens. And, again, I didn't say all of this, but whatever happens, you have to learn from this situation. And I never understood why teams would give up in situations like that, because what's the worst thing that can happen? You lose a game. So why not try to win the basketball game and work extremely hard, do the things that we practice, and let's give ourselves a chance. And that's really shifting your mindset, because, human nature, that type of lead, crowds out of no momentum, you're ready to give up and quit. And they just dug deep, made plays, drove the ball, executed stuff that we talked about in practice. Mark made a big three. Kobe got a great rebound, had the wherewithal to hit X for that three. Drew had a great drive, Tilly finishing and one, man. Just a great, great team win, man.
Ben Hockman.
Yes, Coach. Sorry about that. I want to ask you about Xavier Mitchell specifically. Just in your own words, can you describe his deluge of 3-pointers today?
They went down. X is one of those guys. He practiced all the time. He works on his game, driving the ball, shooting threes, and he's at his best when he's shooting rhythm threes. Now, he made some tough ones tonight, but he spends a lot of time. He's one of those guys that never really get tired. But 36, I'm not shocked by the 36, because if it's 100 points, he's somewhere in the ballpark with that, because he can score the ball. Again, happy for him. I'm happy for him.
Mitchell, 40.
Cuonzo, I know Mark wasn't hitting shots for a lot of the game, but he had that late three, and then I know you switched him onto Miles for a good portion of the second half. I guess what can you say about him kind of staying engaged in his defense down the stretch?
Mark's approach is a professional. He goes about his business. He works on his game. We need him we want him to shoot balls. We need him to make shots, and I was happy to see that one. There's a play we ran, and just depending on how you defended, one of those two guys between him, Mark and Drew open, Mark stepped up and knocked it down. So really happy for him, man. And again, he's always going to be a guy that plays hard and plays defense. And we got to get him going, because we need him in order for it to be the team that we need to be, or we want to be.
Eric Blum.
Cuonzo, you talked a lot about playing defense without fouling. Did your team do a better job of that tonight? Because I think getting to the foul line really sparked this comeback, regardless of whether you made those free throws or not.
I thought we did I don't think we did a great job defending. Again, you have to get credit where it's due. They have two guards. Miles is a freshman, Nimhard. There's two good guards that can get to the rim. They can make plays. They can get to the rim. We didn't do a great job defending one-on-one defense. They did some different actions. And no excuses at all when you don't have a lot of prep time. Because oftentimes in league play, you're familiar with the opponent. And then you obviously make adjustments in games like this. But, yeah, we have to be better with our own ball defense, a one-on-one defense. That was the first thing I put on the board when it comes to our defensive assignments, toughness, grit, one-on-one challenges. We have to embrace those, because those two guys that get to the rim. And then, oftentimes it's easy to say, okay, go block a shot. When you have a 7-foot guy right on the backside, it puts your big guy in vulnerable situations to step up and help. Should I help? Shouldn't I help? And that's not easy. But, again, we'll get back to the drawing board and try to tighten the screws up with our one-on-one defense.
Dave Matter.
Cuonzo, you've said before you like when Jeremiah has a matchup with another big guy like that. What about that matchup tonight worked so well for Jeremiah, just how efficient he was scoring?
Well, I just think it's been a different Jeremiah ever since, in my opinion, that layup against Liberty, when X delivered up. I just think he changed his mindset and realized, I'm just as good as any big, and he's as strong as anybody in America, whether you're NBA or not. He's a strong guy. And I think oftentimes you learn at your own pace and who you are. And I think he has a comfort level in recognizing who he is as a basketball player. And if you defended him one-on-one, I'm taking those chances all night long. It just because he's going to move you, and you got to make a decision at some point. And then if he's making his free throw and you're still one-on-one, these are probably results that you'll see.
Clint Switzer?
Yeah, Coach. TCU had been kind of struggling to score the ball in their last few games. What did they do, and kind of what challenges they present today to where it wound up seeing them, shooting 55% from the field and really making a high-scoring effort here?
I mean, they made shots, they made plays, they played with confidence. And, again, I don't think we defended as well, but give those guys credit. They're all good one-on-one players. They make plays. But we didn't defend as well. And oftentimes, as a coach, you have to go back and look at the scouting report and game plan. And I think one area that I would have changed is, like we did later, was reading the ball screens. And that kind of took their momentum and their rhythm out when we start trapping the ball screens. So, again, probably moving forward, that's something you would focus on. But valuable lesson for us.
Parker?
Hey, Coach. Obviously, you guys got two pretty big games coming up against Kentucky and Alabama. What was the sense? Was this kind of a must-win for you guys to get back on track, or what was the
Never.
before the game?
For me, you might ask the guys, never a must-win for me. It's just doing your job to the best of your abilities. I think you approach them all the same. You put forth your best effort, let the chips fall where they may.
Aiden?
Coach, Kobe Brown didn't have that 30-point night that Tillman and Pinson had for you guys, and you touched on that a little bit at the start. What's it like having someone like him, especially a young guy who can and is willing to impact the game in other ways besides scoring?
It was huge. I mean, Kobe's a good all-around player. I mean, similar to Jonte Porters and Drew Smith. Those guys' impact. It's not just scoring, rebounding, steals, assists. So it's not always their gauge is how many points they scored. It's all the other things. And like I said, those are big-time rebounds. With a team that can make threes and spreading you out like that, because again, him guarding guys that can make shots, I got to know when to help inside. I got to know when to recover. That's not easy, especially when you're sitting looking down 12. I mean, what do we do? But to him to go get he got some big ones. He got some big ones on the defensive side of the ball as well.
So Uchi?
Hey, Cuonzo, I know Drew had to sit for a lot of that first half with 2 fouls. Just did he maybe bring a stabilizing presence once he got to play a little bit more in the second half?
Yeah, I think so, but also you're talking about a guy that's a starter, one of your guys you count on. I mean, I don't know any team that's very effective without key guys. Because as teammates, you count on whatever that production is, that presence, you count on that. And you're not going to be the team you need to be when your key guys are in foul trouble or not in games. And we're just not the same team. And I thought he made big plays. He didn't score a lot, but I thought he made big plays. I thought he had a presence on the defensive side of the ball. And down the stretch with 4 fouls, he was strong.
Dave Matter?
Cuonzo, Mark plays starters minutes, but you go with Javon. What went into that, and what you hoping to see out of that change?
The biggest thing for Mark is just to breathe, just relax and breathe. When you work as hard as he works, of course you want to see the benefits of your labor, your hard work. So I understand that, but he's pressing so hard, and now he's not productive. Just relax and let it come to you, because obviously we want him shooting the ball. His teammates want him shooting the ball. And just let it come to you. And I'm hopeful that. So, and I've always been a guy, I'm not big on changing lineups. So it's not necessarily changing lineup like Mark was bad. It just, we need him to breathe, relax, and hopefully regroup, because he'll be back out there hopefully soon. And Javon, whether you're off the bench or starting, Javon just want to win. So we have that type of team that we don't get consumed with that.
Mason?
Yeah, Coach, sort of going off the last question. How do you think that Javon performed in the new role?
Oh, it's all the same to Javon. He just happened to be starting. And I thought he was solid. I mean, he's going to compete. He's going to play hard, and whatever else happens. Javon is going to be Javon. He's a construction worker 24/7, so it doesn't matter whether he's off the bench or starting. He's going to do what he does.
We got 2 more for quotes, and then we'll be done. Jack Sobel?
Cuonzo, you touched on Drew Smith earlier. Kind of what was the extent of his injury in the first half, and what were your conversations like with him at halftime?
His injury, man, I can't remember. I know he went down, but whatever it was, it wasn't an issue. Maybe he talked to the trainers, but I couldn't even tell you. I know he had 2 fouls in the first half, but other than that, I couldn't even tell you about the injury.
All right, last one for coaches from Clint. Twitter. Okay. All right, Coach, you're done.